What's good, YouTube? Let's get into it. Why gender wars? Like, I don't understand how we're in this season of life that men are fighting with women and women are fighting with men. And this is focused especially on black men. That's really what I'm like. Other race of men are not really beefing with women the way black men are beefing with women, if you really check. Which is crazy. Because every time you check a black man, most of them today, they're just bitching and moaning. Oh, black women are this, black women are difficult, black women are too strong, black women are aggressive, black women are this, that, this. Don't get me wrong, I agree with the climate that black women are in. It is a disastrous climate for black women. This fuck man, I don't need a man, it is toxic. But we cannot ignore men. You lead, women follow. Women didn't just wake up one day and start saying fuck man. They didn't. The music and that anthem changed in men. Men went from lovey-dovey old school to fuck bitches, I don't need these hoes, fuck you bitch, you good to smash on. Very vulgar for the channel, they want to do all that. But that's just a fact. The music changed into fuck bitches while women were still holding it down, singing The Boy Is Mine, Monica Brandy out there arguing, trying to love on a guy. While the music was definitely changing for women. Fuck bitches, y'all ain't shit other than a hole, basically. So now, okay, women have stepped aside from, you know what? The loyalty isn't there anymore. And now women are, it is, my God, it is war on men for women. But they're doing it in retaliation. They didn't wake up and just feel this for men. They're doing this in response. But what I want to really focus on this video is black men. I don't understand how you complain all day about your women. And what's fucked up is that you compare them to white women. You compare your black women to white women all day long. Why can't you be like white women? White women are soft, they listen, they're this, they're that, they're this. Like how I feel, if you want to be with a foreigner, do it. But don't do it feeling like you got to say you're leaving your own because yours is so bad, so that's why you have to go here because this one is so good. No, black men, you don't get to not do anything for your community and then go run into another man's community. That's what that comes down to. You don't get to bitch and moan about your black women and how they're not soft and how they're aggressive and how you wish they were like white women or Asian women. But you haven't done what white men have done for their women, for their community, for their nation. You haven't done what Asian men have done. You want women to come, you want women to act like these women. These women are who they are because the men have put in that work to make sure that their community is standing, so that the women and the children in these communities grow up to be like just stable citizens of society. You black men have not cultivated no kind of a community. In America, you don't give a damn. When's the last time you black men checked in on each other? And checked in for your community? When is the last time you guys held a meeting together with each other to check in? When is the last time you guys did something or organized something to benefit your women? When was the last time you guys held something in your community that was strictly just for the children? When was the last time you guys did something in your community to kind of bring that unity in? You do nothing for your women, community-minded, nation-minded, which is what white men have done, that has allowed white women to be the women they are. Asian men have done that for their women. Mexican men have done. We clown Mexicans. Oh, they work 10 hours for 2 pesos. Ha ha ha, they're cheap. We clown it. But at the end of the day, these are hardworking men that, yeah, they will work 10 hours for 2 pennies. All that just so they can provide for their family and have a family. Like, this is what Mexican men are doing for their women. So no, their women are not going to come out here all hardcore. Because they have men that are establishing their society and establishing their community, establishing their households. Their men are leading. Black men, You compare your women to every other woman. Why not compare yourself to every other man? That's the part I don't get. You cannot sit around and complain that black women are not like white women. Have you done what white men have done for their women to be able to be who they are? Or you haven't? Then shush. Have you done what Mexican men have done? So their women can grow up all soft and mamacita and, you know, whatever they are. Those men go out and bust their ass. They the one on every construction site. To the point even I am looking like, yo, I don't fully agree, but at the same time, I highly respect, because they're doing whatever they gotta do. Whether they're being cheated or taken advantage of or duped or whatever, they're doing what they gotta do to provide. They're doing what they gotta do to establish a community and have family structures. So their women are growing up just in safety. They're growing up with men leading. So the women, the little girls and the little boys growing up have solid examples. I don't understand how black men are so comfortable in this space, shitting on black women, but you haven't done anything for your community. We cannot keep talking about what Malcolm X did way back then, what Muhammad Ali did way back then. Nigga, we're talking about y'all now. Y'all now. That's crazy. That's crazy that you sit around, instead of sitting around and putting your energy together to, okay, man, how can we really start doing something for our community so our women are not out here just looking like a mess? So our children are growing up having some sense. This is where your priority should be at, if you were leading men. You see, men who lead look and see the problems and figure out the solutions. Black men, for some reason, it's you just want to see the problems and you just spend your time bitching and moaning about how, oh, these black women are just blah, blah, blah. If you were leaders, you would want to put your head together and say, okay, men, what can we do to start like really bringing our community together? We got to knock this foolishness off in our women. What can we do and how can we love our women or show our women love so they don't have to feel that they got to chase these weave movements? Black women don't feel beautiful out here. My God, you cannot convince me that they do. Not if a black woman only feels good looking if she goes and throws on Becky's head on her hair. Like when a black woman is trying to look her best, she goes to put a weave on. That's crazy. These are black women out here who are hurting innately. If you don't even feel comfortable leaving your house looking like what you are. You only feel good when you look a little bit more like a white girl. And then here come black men to add lemon juice to the wound by shitting on you and talking about, why can't you just be like these white girls? Why can't you be like other men if that's the case and get your community in order? That's the part that blows my mind. You cannot sit around black men, because I feel like you feel like you're doing something, but every time you open your mouth to speak down on black women, you're only exposing yourselves. Other men are aware that men lead and women follow, but black men are the only ones that for some reason haven't figured this out. Instead, you come out bitching and, oh, black women just don't like to listen. Maybe it has to do with the leadership. If you have kids and your kids are out of line, is it your kid's fault or is it your fault, parent? Because you're supposed to give your children guidelines and discipline and all that to keep them level and afloat. If they are turning around acting like knuckleheads, is it your children that need to be like talked to? Or do you not have to go in the mirror and look and say, okay, how am I really raising my children? Leadership still comes down on you. Men lead communities. Men lead societies. So every time I hear black men open their mouth and they just keep bitching about what black women won't do and what they will do, nigga, maybe it has to do with your leadership. Women are not stupid. Y'all walking around here in skinny pants all day long and pink clothes with shiny fingernails. You think we see a full man when we look at that? Like the same way I say that men are not stupid. Women, you cannot go in front of a man with pasties and your booty hanging out. And you want to convince him that, oh, that's just your outfit. You just like wearing it, but you're not a hoe. and you think the man is going to take your words just because you said it. Like, he might try to, just, hey, men don't like hurting women's feelings, but he might try to. But innately, he still sees you as a hoe. You out here walking, talking, dressing like a hoe. Men are not stupid. You can't dress like a hoe, but tell him you're a real woman, and he will forget what he sees, but only focus on what you say. It doesn't work that way. The same way as a man, women are not stupid. You cannot be outside in skinny pants and girl clothes and girl colors and feminine as fuck, but tell us you're a man and expect us to still respond to you like a man. It doesn't work that way. We might want to, but innately we know what we see and we know what we feel. Right now, men are in this epic pandemic season of skinny pants. To me, that's a real madness right now. That's a real pandemic. All these men want to be out here in skin tight clothes and girly outfits. Y'all carrying purses now, lip gloss, shiny nails, like, whoa. And I'm supposed to still look at you like you're a man? That's impossible. That's impossible. Now, as men, if this is what the world is doing, leaders don't just go along with what the world is doing. 10 years ago, Black men would not have just been out here so comfortable in skinny pants and the shit they wear today. Leaders are not going to just let themselves just get bamboozled whichever way. And I'm getting sidetracked because I really just want to focus on why all these gender wars. And for all these gender wars to exist, it shows that Black men, you really are not thinking. You're not thinking. You're not thinking about your history. You're not thinking about your present. You're not thinking about, you have no clue that you're a leader. You don't. You just out here fitting in where you fit in. You're living in some other man's world, but want your women to be like this other man's woman. Like, these men right now are leading the world. Sorry. Are they supposed to be leading the world? Absolutely not. That's a whole different topic. Black men, you're supposed to be leading the world, but my God, we are going to crawl before we can even run. Because you can't even think of leading the world right now if you can't even lead women. You cannot lead women. You cannot even lead children. Y'all have children, and Black women are the highest single mother statistics, and you think it reflects on women alone? Every time that comes up, it be Black men just saying, well, choose better. Are you fucking stupid? That you think that's really how it works? Black men, my heart, my love is all for Black men. But it has to be called out. Even calling it out, I call it out in love. Because I see the greatness in you guys. So it pisses me off when I see you guys running around here acting so small, so petty, so stupid-minded, that you really think it's up to a woman to change society. Other men know it's a man that will change society, but you Black men, for some reason, haven't figured that out. You don't want to do anything or figure anything out how to lead your women. You look out here and you see your women are absolutely stupid. Instead of coming up with a solution. But the reason your mind isn't thinking of a solution is because you don't even think you're a leader. You think it's just about you. Me, I. You got Black men, I'm in my bag. Ain't that bitch talk? Y'all just follow women. And then turn around and cry that the women don't want to listen to us. That's what? I'll be damned if I ever complain that my children don't want to listen. If my children don't want to listen to me, nigga, that's my fault. That's my fault. Because why am I not stern enough or serious enough or disciplined enough or leading enough that my children know to listen? I can't have children not acting right and then instead I'm just complaining like it's up to them to figure it out and change. Am I not the parent? It's up to me to figure out how I can fix this mess and get my children back in line. Black men, if you really saw yourselves as leaders, your thinking would be on, okay, how can we get our women and our children back under stable conditions? Instead, all you do is run to white women and want to bitch to white women about how good white women are better than black women and how good they are to you compared to black women. Black women just don't do well. Maybe black women just don't see y'all as shit. And that's the problem. I don't support that mindset. I don't support it at all. So please hear me. I don't support that. But like I said, women are not stupid. Women, especially black women, we respond to strength. Black men were the first men on earth. Black women were the first women on earth. We are going to be stronger than every other woman. That's why our men are stronger than every other man. That's why we are compatible. Supposed to be. That's why black women for the longest time were loyal to black men. Because that's the only kind of strength that matches ours. You get with the white man, you feel it don't add up. You get with the Asian man, it ain't there. Mexican man, you get with the brown man, you get a little bit closer. But it's still not there. Because there's no strength like a black man. And it's that strength that's supposed to be able to enclose and carry a woman, a black woman. But you black men have no fucking strength that you hold on to right now. If you did, you would know how to lead. If you did, you would be leading. So don't fucking come for me with your offense. If you did, black women would not be sitting here bitching about you all day long. They wouldn't. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, black women, this was not their anthem for black men. So what has shifted? 10 years ago, a good 15 years ago, black women's anthem was not just fuck men. It wasn't. So what happened? Like, man, black men, I put this in your lap. Because men lead, women follow. You want better behaving women, then you need to be a bigger, stronger man to be able to organize your society. I mean, my God, do you guys have weekly meetings? Like, why can't you guys start getting together in your neighborhoods? Start checking in with each other. Start get back to understanding the purpose of a community, the purpose of a culture. Y'all claim you want to have your own culture. Yet, Jesus Christ, you ain't got shit. Fuck. What culture would you say is Black American culture, for crying out loud? Like, really? But I digress. Like, black men, you need to start doing weekly meetings in your individual respective neighborhoods. Start getting together with your men. Okay, how can we start leading ourselves? How can we start carrying ourselves where police don't see us and think they can just beat us up for no reason? And your black women are seeing this. We're seeing y'all get clipped like just for nothing. And then we see you guys do nothing about it. You think you think these things don't affect the way people think? Subconsciously, it's entering. Subconsciously, black women are seeing like, yo, these men can't even protect us because they can't protect themselves. Y'all getting beat the fuck up in the middle of the street. Broadcasted to the whole world. Whoo, that's a shame, black man. That's a shame, in case you didn't realize. That's embarrassing. That's not okay for the whole world, and all they see is today another black man gets shot for no reason. Today another black man got beat up for no reason. Today another black man got stomped out. Oh shit, now they picking off their women. Today a black woman got killed for nothing. Today a black woman got beat up for nothing. And this is what the whole world sees. Places in the world that don't even have black people like that. So their only visual of what a black experience is on earth is just police beating them up. Yo, that's a bitch. Like, we have to look like punks to some places on earth. And as a black man, especially one, if you knew what it meant to have respect from society, this would bother you. Black men, like, if you understood the meaning of having respect in society and from society, this would bother you. Yet you haven't done anything about it. Oh my God. You haven't done anything about it to try to stop police from just picking on you or picking on black women. You haven't done anything to try to stop this. Wow. And you think black women, like subconsciously, it's not going in somehow? That's the part that's like, are you crazy? How is a black woman supposed to trust you and trust your leadership? Y'all can't lead yourselves. But you want black women to be like white women. White women are looking at their men like, shit, they in charge. Asian women are looking at their men like, yo, these are Asian men. They get respect. What? Like what? You go over there to Japan and find some soft, sweet, beautiful Japanese woman and have the nerve to come back here to America where you ain't doing shit for your community and have the nerve to be like, well, why can't you act like these Japanese women? Why can't you act like Japanese men? Last time I checked, I haven't seen a Japanese man get beat up by police. I have never seen a Japanese woman get beat up or held up by police. Never. This is the black man and the black woman's struggle. And instead of like understanding that you're in it together and that the only way to come out of this is to come out of this together, instead of understanding that concept, instead of black men like really like, okay, let's put our head together. Let's get back on some real ish. Like back in the day. Let's get back to real business. Organizing ourselves, organizing our communities, organizing our women, keeping our children in line. Let's get back to family structure. Let's get back to, instead of like dealing with each other and coming together with each other to figure out how to strengthen your society. You think the solution is to sit around and complain about black women. Are you crazy? Because all that does is make you look like a fool to other men. Other men know that men lead. Other men know that if a community is in a dire situation, other men know that it is on the man. Other men know this. Asian men know it. Mexican men, white men know this. African men, they know this. That if the community is out of whack, it's on the man. But when it comes to you black American men, for some reason, you can't figure this out. And I have to keep, and yes, I said African separate because normally I personally want to include, like we are all just Africans. I want to include that as one, but y'all here are so stuck in your, we are not African, we are black Americans and we're separate and we're different. Fine. Fine. As a black American then, what are you doing for your community? To make sure your women are intact, not running around here like prostitutes. What are you doing to ensure your children have homes to grow up in? Are you getting together with your men to start advising them on, hey man, be better men or just be present. Don't impregnate a bitch and think you don't have to be there. Holy God. Don't get a woman pregnant and think it's a choice. Now, does this apply to all black women, black men? No, I know that. But the black men who are solid, why are you guys not showing initiative to start organizing things to bring other men in? So the ones that's not so solid, they got solid men to feed off on. You have wisdom to impart. Like this is where your reasoning should be in how to get society together. Instead, you got a majority of black men out here that literally will impregnate the girl and literally think it's a choice. Holy fuck. Like think that it's 50-50. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Ain't nobody doing that. Fuck that. I'm out of here. And they'll go and start smashing a new chick. Like what? Oh, you thought it was an option to raise the child you made. Holy God. You thought you got to just impregnate a bitch and leave it all for her. and have the nerve, and there'll be black men talking about, well, she should have picked better. Are you fucking crazy? That's why women don't respect you, because you make excuse. Saying that is making excuses for all the fucking men that just have children and think they don't have to be there. Like, this is really a problem in the black community. And every time a man opens his mouth and say, oh, well, the woman should have just picked better, maybe there shouldn't be an overabundance of negative choices. Because statistics, which all of you love to go off on, shows that majority of black women end up single mothers versus two-parent households. Like, black women, as far as single, let me put that right, I guess. The highest percentage of single mothers is found in black women. I think it's like a 64% or something, like something crazy. Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time since I checked that out. But it's something crazy. Hearing this men should really like, yo, man. Because what does it take to be a single mother? Because the woman is there raising her child by herself. So somehow, some way, she stepped up. Whether she's good, whether she's bad, she's doing the best she can. She stepped up. Can you, man, say the same? Oh, no, you left her. And your excuse is, oh, she's so difficult. Nigga, you better figure it out. But you're really not trying for the stats to be that high. Miss me that the stats being that high, every one of these women is just a bunch of knucklehead women. Nah, you're not convincing me of that, black man. I'm sorry. I've met too many good single mothers. And this is not a bias. I've met single fathers who are amazing dads, single black fathers, amazing men. So please understand what I'm saying and don't just think singularly. I'm talking about the overall. If we keep looking at ourselves as just each individual experience, this idea, we'll always be in this situation. Because black people are the least united people on this planet. Black Americans as well, not especially, because Africa is a whole hot mess right now when it comes to unity. But that's a whole different story. Africa's madness is a whole, I don't touch on Africa a lot because there's really not much to be touched on when it comes to Africa. Africa's on how I feel is yoga, is just waiting for God's day. Like, Africa's under curse right now. I don't want to say it's waiting for God's destruction, but it kind of, Africa's under a curse right now. It's just under a curse, period. The focus is black Americans, and I keep it on that focus because black Americans choose to want to be separate from Africans. So if that's the case, fine. We have to look at you guys as your own entity. I'm not talking about Africans. And yes, as mad as Africa is, Africans are still very much united. Ain't nothing but family structures, ain't nothing but men leading, ain't nothing but women being women, ain't nothing but women raising their children, ain't nothing but children being there, like being solid children. That's why African children come out here and dust everybody else. So even, I can't include Africa in that. This is literally a black American thing. And do I understand? Of course, the history of this place is madness. But if y'all don't even want to acknowledge that as the reason, I can't give you guys that pass for it. Because you guys will be the first one to try to make white people just be okay with you. So y'all be like, oh, we don't want to sound like victim mindsets. Oh, so you're just scared to hold white people accountable then for all the bullshit they've done to you guys in this country. But I digress again, because I only want to focus on just gender wars and how what's the word I want to use? How it just doesn't make sense for black men to be the ones pioneering this gender war movement. Black men, you guys are pioneering this? Out here mad that your women aren't like other women? Yeah, because other women are coming from other men who are doing way different shit. Instead of you black men building your communities, you just want to run and abandon your community and go tag along inside some white man's community. That's some bitch shit. That white man put in work. Whether it's good, whether it's bad work. We all know how, if you've been following this channel, you know how I feel about this country. Do I agree with the white man? No, but he done put in his work either way. Asian man has put in their work. Mexican men out here putting in work. Like I said, we clown them. Yeah, you work for so cheap. I don't agree, but I have a lot of respect for it because they're doing what they got to do. Black men, are you guys doing what you got to do for your community? No, you guys are doing what you got to do for yourselves and for the white wife that you have picked. Yeah, crazy. But you won't do anything for your own society, but you want to go join in a white man's society, in his community, because you got his woman next to you, so that's your in. So you can go in there and pretend and act like you're different and down your community over here. Oh man, those black people, I just wish these black people just knew how to act. Look at this little chump ass shit out here gonna try to hide amongst white folks. Cause you dig deep in some white. I'm trying not to be so funny. But get the F out of here with that nonsense. You sit around all day. That's troublesome to my mind, because it shows that you guys really have no clue that you're leaders. And I don't care because what black men think, because black men hear black women feeling this way and they're like, oh, y'all just hating. No, I'm embarrassed for you. Because clearly you don't realize what you look like on earth. Clearly you don't realize the energy you're giving off on earth. Clearly you're not aware of the way you look on earth. Clearly. So it's embarrassing for me. This isn't a hating on any woman type thing. I'm so aware of the greatness of black women and the greatness of black men. I hope you hear this video and think this and don't think this is part of that, oh, fuck black men videos, or I'm one of them fuck black men. No, absolutely not. I'm the very opposite of that. But until black men get to what it is I see of you guys, I cannot help this. You have to fucking eat this. That's the only way you will grow, is you have to go through this. And if you guys do not, if nobody calls you out on your lack of leadership, how will you ever become a leader? Like when I see black men, I see the strongest men on this planet. So it pisses me off to see the strongest entities acting like the chumps on this planet. Like what? And therefore, by default, because you guys act like chumps, black women will become chumps in their eyes of this world. Now black women will start getting dealt with. now because they realize black women have no protection. Black women's men can't stand them. They don't look out for them. They don't like them. They don't speak positive about them. Guess what that leaves black women in the world? It leaves them alone and vulnerable in the world. And black men somehow don't see that as an issue. They just, to them, it's, fuck them. I'm going to be over here cooling with my soft-spoken white girl. And a lot of times in these mixed marriages, the white girl, the one leading the household. Why? Because at the end of the day, the black man is missing his leadership bone. So all he has done is go run into a different man's community to pick up their women just to blend in, but you're still not contributing, because this white woman is now still dealing. She's used to men who lead, but now she done picked you up and you're not the leader, so she still ends up being the leader in the household. I've been around too many interracial marriages and relationships to 100%. I am 100% positive in what I'm saying. The woman is always the leader in that relationship. Always. Not in the way that, oh, the woman, the wife runs the household, of course, just because that's where we spend most of our time while the man is out and about. Not in that way. No. In the way of, no, this woman is the more dominant one. She's the more dominant force in the relationship. Even if he's still the man and he's still, more bass in his voice. As far as force in the house, she's still the more dominant force. Why? Because black men, you have to learn how to lead. When you black men start leading, I promise you start leading, you will see your women turn right back around to you. It's just that, black women are not stupid. And black women, like I said, are the strongest women on earth. So we respond to strength. That's why we have always been more loyal to black men, because black men are the strongest. So we respond to strength. And right now, you're not walking in it. The minute you get back into those leadership roles and you start remembering that, you are in charge of your women. You are in charge of your society. Right now, y'all don't think you're in charge. So you got women just talking to you crazy. Say anything to you. Why wouldn't they? Because black women know they can get away with it. The minute you start walking and embodying that leadership spirit, a black woman won't even try you. It's just natural. Men lead, women follow naturally. I promise you that. Step back in your shoes. Men, you always want to talk about being in your bag. That's the real bag you got to step back into. I can't stand that word though. I hate that saying, I'm in my bag. There's something so bitch about it. I can't stand, because it's women who started it. Especially it's these Cardi B type women that I first heard say that shit. I'm in my bag. So then now to be hearing men also talking about I'm in my bag, it just sounds so fucking, Men, get back in your shit. I promise you, women will be all over you again. There will be no room for a black woman to disrespect you. None.